Jesus says to this group of disciples, this ragtag bunch, go on, go change the world. Great news, I'm going to be with you, and I'm going to send the Holy Spirit to empower you. So you're not doing it alone. We're all in this together. Again, we're co-workers in this process. We're not just consumers. We're co-workers. We get to be a part of what God is doing. And it's not our resolve or our resolution that it's dependent on. It's our commission, which is dependent on the abiding presence of Jesus with us. Jesus is already at work in the world, and we get to join him in it. We get to find places and moments of resonance and where God's at work and we see it and we hear it. We know that Jesus is already there at work through the Holy Spirit. We get to join him in it. So here's what we want to challenge you with this year as a church. As we're thinking about our moving into our third century here in 2023, we want to invite you to a habit we're calling LV3. LV3. When I heard stories about this thing that our church went through a number of years ago called Strategic Spiritual Journey, anybody remember that? Don't moan. Okay, don't groan. I don't want to hear it. Whether you liked it or didn't like it. The thing that I heard the most about this was that everybody really enjoyed getting together with a triplet that they prayed with and talked with. And so what we want to encourage you to do is to find people, 3 people, that can get together and read the Gospels. Just the Gospels. And then to replicate that. So let me just kind of flesh this out for you. We want to challenge you to invite someone and to let them invite someone to read the Gospels 1 chapter a day, 5 days a week. So that's 5 minutes out of your day. I just want to make sure you understand that we're not taking up all your Instagram time. So 5 minutes a day, reading the gospel, 1 chapter a day, 5 days a week, and you find one time during the week to get together to talk about what Jesus is telling you through those gospels. And then when you finish the gospels, guess what? Start a new group. Just want to make sure that this is clear. This is you, okay? All right? And so you have a connection to someone else. So you invite them to read the Gospels with you. But you say it in this way, hey, I heard you were saying that you wanted to find a new habit this year. You wanted to really get in touch with God this year. You wanted to learn more about Jesus this year. Great. Let's get together. Let's read 1 chapter of the Gospels. Let's start with Mark because it's the easiest and the shortest. Let's read 1 chapter a day, 5 days a week, and let's get together and let's talk about it. But I want you to invite somebody to come with us because they have a connection that you didn't even know about. And that person was saying to them, I'd love to get more in touch with Jesus. I'd love to know more about what God is doing in my life. I'd love to find out a little bit more about this whole Jesus thing. And so you end up with this wonderful triangle of people who are learning and growing together and finding out what Jesus is saying to them. It doesn't fall over. And here's what I know about triangles. Here's what I learned about in my 11th grade physics class, is that triangles are the strongest geometric shape out there. And the great thing about this is when we made these balsa wood bridges that had to hold up bricks, the people who used multiple reinforcing triangles, they were much more successful than people who just kind of threw some sticks together or made squares. That what happens at the end is that now this person goes and invites somebody else who invites somebody else, and this person goes to invite somebody else who invites somebody else, and this person goes and invites somebody else who invites somebody else, and these triangles begin to grow. And I'm not saying that you can't get together with your triangle anymore, your original triangle. Maybe you should. Maybe you should get together and talk about what's working, what's going great. How is it that we're inviting others to read the scriptures and grow in faith, and inviting others to read the scriptures and grow in faith so that we're making disciples who make disciples who make disciples? Because think about what 3 people who were committed to do this year might do. Because 3 people quickly becomes 9 people, and 9 people becomes 27 people. And you can do better math than I can up here on stage. But we want to invite you to invite someone who will invite someone to read the Gospels together, to ask what Jesus is saying, and then to get together and talk about it.